Hey there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here with my ranking video for the Final Destination franchise. It's been a week since it's released, so I have no problems spoiling some elements of all the Final Destination movies and giving you my clear definitive rank. But before I do that, I want to give a couple of honorable mentions that I'm going to be throwing out there. I want to dissect my favorite character, my favorite opening, my favorite death, and then the best moment of this entire franchise. So let's start with these smaller categories. The best character in the franchise is an easy one for me. One would think I would choose Alex Browning, who's the one that kick-started all of this in the very first Final Destination movie. He seems to be the most well-developed character in the entirety of the franchise. Or maybe Wendy, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the third one. No, my actual favorite character is George from Final Destination 4, also known as The Final Destination. He's the character, if you remember, that doesn't know that he's part of Death's design, but sees that he has an ending looming and spends the day trying to kill himself, and he's just incapable of doing so. He has some really funny out-of-pocket comments in that fourth movie, which is an atrocious movie, and one of the few reasons to actually watch the thing if you are ever forced to. So I tip my hat to George. My favorite opening scene comes from Final Destination Bloodlines. The opening set piece here is absolutely spectacular. In fact, when I watched the opening scene of the movie, the first half hour of the film, I was convinced I was watching the best movie of the year, not only of the year, but of the franchise. That scene is absolutely spellbindingly good. Its scope is enormous by, the series standards. It has some dynamite music, great use of foreshadowing, almost as good as the use of foreshadowing all throughout the less spectacle-driven first movie, which also has a really strong opening, and has some really wicked deaths along the way that are teased throughout, a la Final Destination 5, which is the only other one that could really give the opening to number 6 a run for its money. The whole bridge collapse thing really hits home, but no, it's got to be the building collapse from the opening of Bloodlines. My favorite death in the franchise is easy, and I think it's most people's favorite death in terms of the Rube Goldbergian death style, and that is Evan from Final Destination 2. He's the one, if you remember, he's the douchebag that wins the lottery and then proceeds to get his hand and watch stuck in the garbage disposal as the whole house around him is being lit aflame, and he escapes death only to slip on his own spaghetti and get impaled to death by the deadly ladder that he easily could have just rolled away from. But I digress. My also favorite moment of the entire franchise comes from Bloodlines as well, and I think this is going to be the most talked about scene of the franchise for a long time, which is William Bludworth's goodbye, but more than that, it is Tony Todd's goodbye to not only the franchise, but his legacy in the horror genre and as a compelling actor. Who's been in many, many things along the way. His goodbye there, which the directors allowed him to just have one final say, and he has the lines that he delivers are his own words. They are not scripted, they are him conveying to his audience, and it's a shockingly beautiful moment in a film full of geysers of blood. But anyway, now to the real fun of this ranking video, which is my ranking of the 6 Final Destination films. In the worst spot, the 6th place, we have The Final Destination, a movie that is repugnantly, casually racist, really kind of just atrociously written, no compelling characters outside of my boy George there. And some of the stiffest acting of the franchise. There's really nothing going for it. None of the deaths are even really all that interesting. It does have one of my favorite moments in the Final Destination franchise when the girl is being eaten by the escalator and it clips her knee and she starts regurgitating blood. That always makes me laugh because that's not where your stomach is. But yeah, Final Destination 4, the Final Destination, is, holy crap, how did that franchise not crumble and die with that one, am I right? In my number 5th spot is Final Destination 2, which a lot of people really, really like. I really, really don't. I think it has a lot of the qualities to make it the most dated of the franchise, and it, like, sure, some of the death set pieces really work strong, and it's not lost on me that the same director did 2 and 4. They have a bright quality to them, so they're visually appealing in that sense, and they have like intricate death sequences, but none of them are really memorable. I do think that the opening death of like the logging scene is really effective. The guy who gets split apart by wires, and all the stuff going on at the dentist office. Like, some of the Goldbergian stuff works, but largely the film just doesn't. I do have to give it to this film, though, that it has Evan's death, which is pretty fantastic, but I despise the death of Clear Rivers. How just ignominiously she is plucked away from the film is just abhorrent to me, and killing Alex off screen, fuck you. That was rude, I apologize. In my number 4 spot, we have Final Destination 3, which I thought might be a little higher on this list, but because I think this one's a little more watchable than the one that comes next on my list, but we'll touch on that. This one gets driven home by really strong performances from is it Michael Merriman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She is fantastic. She makes you want to watch the movie. It has some of the more glorious set pieces, and I really, really liked the whole opening with the roller coaster. Quite good. 3D, fun. 3 is fun. In my number 3 spot, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. Outside of the opening half hour, the rest of the movie just feels like a generic Final Destination movie. It's quite good, and certainly the filmmaking talent behind it is better than that in the third one, which is why it gets the number 3 spot. Bloodlines is a really, really good time, some wicked deaths. Maybe it goes a little too far for my tastes, but people seem to like that carnage candy, and this one delivers. In my number 2 spot is Final Destination 5, the wraparound video that really, really, really works. The opening set piece is fantastic. The climax it's like the strongest climax of the entire franchise, and I love it. But my number 1 is Final Destination. That one is the most original, it is the smartest, it is the one that has probably the best acting in it. It pulls you in and it feels like some of the strongest episodes of The Twilight Zone. I'm a fan. So I would like to hear your rank in the comment area down below. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.